Hey everyone, this is Andy from GizChina, and today we're going to look at the Xiaomi Redmi 2, the second generation Redmi phone. I've also got the very original Redmi here that we can compare the Redmi 2 to once I open up the box. First thing I noticed when I open the packaging is the box is much smaller than in the past. Usually the Xiaomi Redmi comes in quite a big box, but they've really trimmed it down, and I think that's to tell everyone that inside the phone itself has actually been shrunk down quite a bit too. This is the FDD LTE version of the phone, and I got this from Xiaomi shop in Italy, so easy shipping from Europe. So sliding the top of the phone off, the box off, sorry, and inside we've got a screen protector there for the 4.7-inch HD display. There's even a little handy tips section here. Explains that you shouldn't use a SIM, a SIM conversion tool to put your micro SIM in the phone because it might damage the pins. Handy tip. And then you've got the Redmi 2 itself. Obviously when it comes brand new, you've got a screen protector on there that I've already taken off. Okay, let's just pop that out. We'll have a look at that in a moment, but as you can already see, it's a little bit slimmer and smaller than the original Redmi. It's more rounded, it's thinner, and it's got a nicer finish to the rear. We'll have a good look at those two together in a moment. Let's see what else is in the box. This little tab lifts out. And in here, what do we have? We've got the Xiaomi warranty card and instruction manuals there. We've got a standard Chinese charger there, so you will need to use an EU adapter if you're in Europe. And we've also got the Xiaomi micro USB in there too. There's no ejector tool or anything, obviously, because the Xiaomi Redmi 2 has a removable rear panel to get at the dual SIM, which we'll have a look at in a moment. So here it is, Redmi 2. Xiaomi really did an odd number with the Redmi 2. They launched this phone with 1GB of RAM and a Snapdragon 410 processor for 699 RMB, and to be honest, that's a pretty good price for a Snapdragon phone from Xiaomi with MIUI installed. But it's a bit odd that it only has 1GB of RAM when everyone else is going for 2GB. So actually just yesterday Xiaomi put a 2GB version of this phone through Tenor. So if I were you, don't get the 1GB version just yet, because there'll be a 2GB version of the phone coming soon. If we just have a look at the Redmi 1 and the Redmi 2 together, you can see that the Redmi 2 has a much darker display, a better quality 720p display on there. You've got the same navigation buttons along the bottom. The front-facing cameras are in the same position, as are the volume and power button on the side. And on the Redmi 2, we've got a more rounded design, which is much comfier in the hand. The borders, although you can't really tell in the video, the bezels along the side of the screen are a little bit thinner too. Overall, what they've done is they've taken the Redmi 1S, sanded down the edges, shrunk it down a bit, and made the Redmi 2. Obviously, there are a few more internal upgrades there too as well. But overall, it's a much more compact, comfier, nicer feeling phone than the Redmi. Let's pop that out of the way. Let's take the rear off. It's not turning on, so I'm assuming that either there's something on the battery to stop it from turning on, or there's no power in it. So here we have it. We've got the dual SIM, and we've got an SD card there too. If I just pull the battery out, we can take this piece of tape off, and that will allow me to turn the phone on. This is a, let me have a look, this is a 2200 mAh battery in there. Pop that inside. Usual Xiaomi look on the inside, very basic and simple, just gets the job done, nothing fancy or anything in there. This rear cover on the Redmi 2 is actually more of a matte finish. It's not a glossy finish, so it's nothing like, for example, on the Mi Pad, which is a really glossy finish, or even the Meizu M1 Note, which has a glossy finish. This is a matte finish, feels really nice in the hand, sort of like a baby skin, I assume. I guess that's what Xiaomi are going for, the baby skin feel, and it does feel really nice. Let's turn it on and have a look at the screen and MIUI 6. So this is the Xiaomi Redmi 2 booting up. As you can see, we've got these red icons on the navigation buttons, but they're not backlit as usual on the Redmis, which is a shame. Would have been nice to see that upgraded for this version of the phone. Let's just wait for that to boot up. Powered by Android. So 8 megapixel camera on the rear with a single LED flash, 2 megapixel camera out the front, and MIUI 6 installed as standard. If I just turn the screen up a little bit. There we go. So if you've used a Xiaomi phone, a Redmi, a Mi3, an Mi4 or anything like that, you'll be right at home with the Redmi 2. Now as you can see, this version of the Redmi 2 has already been shipped with the Google Play Store. I assume it's been routed too as well. But if you do buy one of these from China and find that, oh no, you don't have Google Play, don't worry about it. It's really easy to install Google Play on the Xiaomi phone. You simply go into the Xiaomi store, search for Google, and you'll see an application by someone called Eric. You download that, and that'll allow you to install all Google services. Really easy, no root required. So your basic Xiaomi stuff in there. So you know, this is just a quick hands-on just to show you what it's like. I'll do some benchmarks later today and post those on GizChina. But overall, the Redmi 2, is it worth the upgrade over the Redmi 1? Personally, I'd say not really. I mean, other than the shape, there isn't much difference between this and the original phone. If you don't already have a Redmi though, obviously go for the Redmi 2 and the 2GB version, which was leaked yesterday on Tenor. Okay, that's it for now. I'll post a full review and benchmarks of the Redmi 2 later in the week, so watch out for that. And if you've got any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Goodbye.